Welcome to another Running Coaches Connection podcast. We are sponsored by MITCA, the Michigan Interscholastic Track Coaches Association, and today we are joined by Adam Trausch, the head coach at Lyon College in Arkansas. Adam comes to us from actually having roots in Grand Rapids. He ran at Grand Rapids, Kennesaw Hills, and also was an athlete at Davenport University. And we're interested in talking to Adam because he's in the process of starting a new program, and we want to get his insights into what's going on inside of Lyon College. So I'm joined by Ro from Skyline, and my name is Carl. I'm over at Saline. And question number one, Adam, why don't you give us a brief history of your own running career?
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on the show. Started running pretty young, especially during like lunchtime. The Feeling Good Mileage Club, get all those punch cards and try to get the most laps at lunch. Ran track in 6th grade and middle school cross country and track. Had great coaches that really cared about me no matter how slow or fast I was. It was about development. Ran the distance events from 800 on up in high school at Kennesaw Hills, and then kind of as my senior year was wrapping up, was planning to go to community college, but my high school coach knew Scott Cook, the head coach at Davenport. They were buddies at some point, and we're like, yeah, Adam would love to run somewhere. And Davenport was starting up the program. It was their first year. So, yeah, it just kind of worked out great. I was able to run at Davenport. As they started the program there, really got to see how they developed, and now they're doing big things. They're a huge team, and now they're D2 in the GLIAC. And, yeah, I still run. I hop in some 5Ks here and there, and starting to prepare for my first marathon in March at Little Rock.
All right, a marathon, all right.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I haven't done anything that long competitively, but I've done the Riverbank Run 25K a couple times, but, yeah, we'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens.
You're a better man than me. Flat out. I'm not even running up the stairs, okay? Real quick, though, you mentioned that you guys had some lunchtime runs in middle school. What's that?
Yeah, it was elementary school, even younger than that. Yeah, it was called the Feeling Good Mileage Club. They had like a monitor standing at each lap, and you'd run a lap around the field, and they would punch your card. And I think every 10 laps you would turn it in, and, yeah, they'd like hand out medals. And just get kids active. The small group of us would do it while everyone else was on the swings or playing kickball. But that's where, yeah, just kind of thinking about like where I started running was during lunchtime.
That's a cool little thing. I've never heard of it, but I was also a fat kid that was too busy eating pizza and trying to hustle other people's lunches. So even if it was available, I'm pretty sure Chunky here wouldn't have been running those laps. You know what I'm saying, Carl?
I think it's interesting that your running career, and here you are coaching college, all of it started from lunchtime lap running. That's pretty cool.
Right.
Yeah. I
love it. There's too many kids taking the elevator these days, you know what I mean? So after your running career was done over at Davenport, how did you get involved with coaching? Where did you get your start at? And then how did it make its way through to lead you over to Arkansas where you're starting this program up?
Yeah, throughout high school and college I worked at a Cub Scout camp. So I did a lot with mentoring kids, and that was something I really liked to do, and I didn't want to give up the running thing as I was finishing up at Davenport, and I was talking to my coach about getting into coaching, and told me to look at grad assistants, where they help pay for your grad school and kind of work alongside a head coach and get some experience. So yeah, as soon as college got done, I started off as a grad assistant at Wisconsin Lutheran College, Division III in Milwaukee. Worked with Steve Travis, 800 stud. Worked with him and his programs. Learned a lot from him. He started the program there at Wisconsin Lutheran and he's been there for almost 25 years. So really got to learn some insight on how he does things. And then while I was at Wisconsin Lutheran, I also met Eamon McKenna. He was teaching in the Milwaukee School District at the time, and while we were there, he got the job at UW Oshkosh. And when my grad assistantship kind of finished up, I had a difficult time finding full-time coaching work or just work in general. So he invited me up and let me help out as a volunteer. And I worked third shift at a hotel nearby, and that was kind of a way to keep coaching, working with the distance events there, and Amen has a great program up there. And then I was the distance coach at Defiance College for a year down in Northwest Ohio, pretty close to you guys. So I try to recruit a little bit over your guys' way. And yeah, just kind of learned, kind of working on my own, as I wasn't the head coach, but I was working as a distance coach, cross country coach, kind of doing things on my own for the first time. And then, yeah, in February, March times, was hired at Lyon College. They used to have cross country, kind of shut everything down in 2009. Just saw a lot of parallels to kind of what I've seen at Davenport and some of the coaches I've worked with. And yeah, kind of packed everything up, moved down in Batesville, Arkansas. Starting up cross country this year in our first season, and then a little bit of breaking news is we are adding track and field for the 2018-2019 year. So yeah, it's been a whirlwind. Been 6-7 months now down here, getting used to the heat, humidity. We're in the Ozarks, so lots of hills. So just building our foundation here, just getting cross country back into the community. And we have a strong running community here in Batesville, the White River Roadrunners. They've done a great job welcoming me into the community, and yeah, it's been fun so far.
I love hills, so as long as you got those, you'll be good.
Yeah. We're right in the foothills of the Ozarks, so there's no shortage of hills. I know in Michigan they have some rolling hills, but yeah, like the flatlands here, we call it Arkansas flat, because there's no real flat here. So yeah, it helps to get tough. I know we're going to talk a little bit later on running in the heat, but yeah, it's been good so far.
Isn't the Ozarks where you said you're in the Ozarks, right?
Yeah, we're right in the foothills. Yeah, I know they had a Netflix series on the Ozarks.
I didn't say that. I was thinking of where the red fern grows.
Oh,
That's my connection. So you're launching like a cross country program right now, and you just broke the news, shared with us that you're going to be launching a track season or a track team that's coming soon, I suppose. Like, what's that like? Like, what are some of the challenges you've run into? What are some of the benefits of just starting with a clean slate?
Yeah, usually a lot of times when a new coach comes in, you meet your team and you get to work, you make tweaks, and kind of like shape your culture, make some changes. In this situation, it's trying to generate interest and get the word out, and it's a blank slate. It's a good thing because like you're not judged on other past coaches or what you've done in the past. Can kind of grow the excitement, but another kind of negative is people may not know that you're out there. So it's sending out those emails, making those calls, and pounding the pavement, getting the word out. Making those connections, because it is a connection based on trying to meet as many people as you can. Lots of when you have nothing, and trying to create that awareness. They are obstacles, but you put that to a positive where when you're talking to recruits and talking to kids about your program, that you can come here and make an impact right away. You can that was kind of what it was at Davenport. You're 1 week you might set the school record, and next week a teammate might break it. So it's kind of competing and laying the foundation, and we were able to host a college and a high school meet on campus. It was great. Almost 400 people ran, 5 college teams and 20 high schools and junior highs, and it was just great to have people on campus and really just get the community involved. We had an open race. A lot of the road runners I talked about, they came and ran. So looking to grow that in the future. But yeah, it was just people on the community, people on campus. It was the talk of the town, and that's been cool too. We get awesome press coverage on, like, even if I go to like a local road race and run, like, it gets in the newspaper and like stuff like that in the small town. It's kind of cool that you can make some news on something that you really care about.
It sounds like Lions College is excited to have the sport back. That's great.
Yeah, they're supporting us 100%. They want us to do well. They saw some success in the 80s. I've got to meet some of our alum that have gotten inducted in our Hall of Fame, that are even our past coach. Got to meet him, and I know it's been a long time, but learning what he went through, and just being able to make those connections.
So you already touched on it a little bit with the aspect of recruiting. Are there any other unique challenges that you feel are kind of specific to the current situation you're in right now, or that you may not have seen at other places?
Like, this is a very good academic school. It's by far the best that I've been at. We have an average ACT score of 25, so that presents a challenge in itself, where it's not the hardest to get into, but it's not the easiest. You're trying to find those good fits. You're trying to find those kids that want a rigorous education and provide that value, that come here and get a great degree. That's been unique with just our academic structure. But with cross country and track kids, they're generally great students, great kids. I know our admission staff they're just so happy when they talk to us. Some of our recruits, they're just so nice, and it is a good fit for our school. And then we are a little bit away from things, especially in Arkansas. Running's a growing sport down here, but it's not like populated like it is up north. There's a lot more runners, I'd say, up north. So casting a wide net, having kids come from Illinois, have some Indiana kids, I'm talking to kids from Michigan. So trying to form those relationships early on, where trying to present opportunities for them, a little bit warmer. They don't want to deal with any snow in the winter. That's an opportunity. But a lot of great things so far.
Well, all college coaches love Michigan athletes. I know that much.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Every coach I've ever talked to said they just love Michigan athletes. And I'm not just saying that because I coach in Michigan either.
Yeah, I mean, they're generally tough kids, can handle the heat of the hot summers. They can handle negative degrees. They're pretty well-balanced, tough kids.
So, and we talked about a little bit with the climate, having kids come from the Midwest and some of the North coming down that way. I know this is something that we've been dealing with lately, and Carl can attest to this. We actually had to move one of our meets just off of a weather forecast, but we've been having unseasonably hot weather lately, and it's caused a bit of a monkey wrench on a few of our plans. And so just curious, with you having the West Michigan background and also running in West Michigan and then coaching up north early, how have you had to adjust your training principles to fit that weather and that climate and what you're dealing with?
Yeah, and that was one of the first couple questions I was asked at my interview was, "Hey, Coach, when's practice?" And I didn't really give a great answer, but I was just like, well, I have to look at the academic schedule, but I've always gone at 4 o'clock after school, even high school and college, but I don't think I can do that here. So early on in the season, we went at 6 a.m., 5:45, 6 a.m. start. It's starting to get cooler, where we're running at 4 o'clock now, especially with the academic load kind of rising. Let our kids sleep a little bit more, because it does kind of throw things off a little bit. But we've been doing that, and it worked out pretty well. And especially down here, like, meets are earlier on Saturdays. Like, they'll start at like 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. Where typically, especially at the college level, they'll start at like 11 noon starts. So that does kind of change like your travel a little bit. Maybe you leave the night before and make it an overnight. So you are trying to get ready for those meets that are earlier. They can get hot pretty quick, especially if you run at 9:30. It gets pretty hot pretty quickly. But you prepare, you drink lots of water. You get tough through all the hills, the humidity. It takes some time to adjust, but all the kids down in the south, they run after school, so it's treacherous at times, but they're used to it. They can handle it. Sometimes we don't. When it is hot, we're not going as fast. We go a little bit slower, just effort-based kind of things. But yeah, I never want to put like my kids in bad situations where they get injury or
right,
hurt by it. So a lot of it's just being smart about it. You kind of have to plan your day around your run, but it's been working out, and it's like even when it was like when you guys had that heat wave up north a couple of weeks ago, like it was hotter up there than it was down here. So it was just I was shocked, but it's just how things work out, I guess.
Yeah, I thought it was it. I thought I was done. I couldn't believe how hot it was. It was annoying, and I'm not gonna be sit here and pretend to be one of those people that's like, oh, I love it when it's super hot. No, I don't. I don't. It's a great opportunity to wear my straw hat, but that's about it.
Or a bucket hat. You got one of those bucket hats.
Well, you see my straw hat. I love that thing. It's beautiful. So then here's the real question, Adam. Have you adjusted to the climate yet?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're good?
I'm getting better. It's running earlier or running at night. Like I was when I first got here, like I was running at in the afternoon, and people are like, "What is that guy doing?" And that's just me being out there. And but yeah, I've adjusted, or you get tough that way, just part of the training. But yeah, it's been good. I don't know if I'll miss the snow because you don't have to I won't have to worry about shoveling it. Like I'm really looking forward to our winters down here. Should be the quote unquote winter. It'll be 40 degrees, and I'll like everyone else will be wearing hoodies, and I'll be wearing short sleeves, and it'll be awesome.
That's funny. I went to junior college in southern Kansas, and I remember the first time it snowed down there. The town actually shut down.
Yeah.
You could only go to Walmart or McDonald's. And
everyone's told me that all the milk and bread is sold out.
Yeah.
Everything shuts down.
It was weird. The town shut down. It was, and Carl, for a reference, it was probably high 30s with trace snow. And people were like, I'm not going outside, forget that. And I was into Michigan stuff. I didn't even think I had a coat on. Just I got a hoodie, this is all good, this is nothing. So
I thought it was crazy, my high they had a half-day heat day. I was like, what? I was just shocked.
Yeah,
heat days and snow days. This is wild.
Well, thanks to Mr. Spina here, we moved our second jamboree, and we made the right decision because it was supposed to be, low 90s that day?
Yeah, it was going to be 80s, 90s.
Yeah, so that was a good call. Well done, Carl.
Safety first.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, for sure.
So one of the things we've been doing is pulling questions from a Facebook forum group for cross-country coaches and just kind of bouncing ideas around. The kind of idea we stole from some help with Mike Donisick down at Woodhaven. One of the questions we wanted to pull was just how do you split up your coaching time at practice? What are you doing in a day?
Yeah, I saw that question, and it really spoke to me because I'm a guy that I run with my kids. I've had some track coaches that just hate it. They hate that I run with my athletes. They think I'm trying to get my miles. They think I'm trying to be an athlete. But I think that's where the coaching happens. I think that's where you can really talk to your kids on those easy runs. And, yeah, I know question on there talked about that he's been accused of having favorites. Well, yeah, we do have our favorites, and you can't always run with them or always talk to them. You got to coach everybody. So There'll be days where I run with the girls. There'll be days I'll run with the guys. I'll run with the back kids, front kids. It's about changing it up on those easy days, but they can learn about you. You can learn more about them, and that's really what it's about. You can push them on a run when they get a little tired. You can hold people more accountable too. I don't do a whole lot of running on like workout days, but I'll do the warm up stuff like that. I think having an open door is huge, where kids can come to your office, send you a text whenever, just to talk, because they do, especially high school, college age, they want some attention. They want that mentor that they can kind of go to, vent, and go back along their day. So coaching isn't just from after school till they stretch. It's definitely a lifestyle. It's a commitment, and it's definitely rewarding. And there's those tough times, but there's a lot of great things that can come out of it.
How about you, Carl? How do you split your time up? Do you run with the kids? Do you show them that stud talent you got, man?
I do not run with the boys or the girls. I actually ran a lap of warm-up with the boys. I think it was on Wednesday or Thursday, and they were really excited. They were kind of fired. Yeah. I'm not running with kids anymore. I know a lot of coaches like to bike. I know that's a good option, but I have not pursued that. Just I'm kind of the opposite, I think, of what Adam was saying. I like to let them just kind of hang out with themselves or each other, and come to me when they feel like coming to me. And work out, they'll stop in and say hi when they need me, but for the most part, and really I can't keep up with them. That's the bigger part of the problem. Bro, what do you do?
2 words, mountain bike.
Oh, really? You're a biker, huh?
Not necessarily. I know during the summer, a lot before school started, we would meet up at Gallup Park, which is a park in Ann Arbor, and then we would run over, or they would run over to the Arb, the Dew Hills, which is a pretty popular hill in our place. And I would ride my bike from location to location. But in terms of running with them or even riding near them, I don't. I think sometimes my kids need a break from me, and so those runs can definitely be those times, especially if you're looking at like a recovery day or something like that. If it's a workout, I definitely have cutoff points for each workout, so I know how to be there when I need to instruct or, push or time or whatever. But besides that, no, I'm not riding down the side talking to him, man. And it's like, all right, enough with this guy already,
Yeah, I think it's there's a lot of value to getting to know the kids, like you were saying, Adam. When I was younger, I would run with the athletes, and I really enjoyed that time. But that ship has sailed for me.
Yeah, and also I can't keep up. Let's talk about that too. I got a pretty nice gut here, so I'm not running with these kids right now. Kudos to you, Adam, for being fit, because it's not happening over here. That's not happening. So the next question that we pulled from the Facebook group was a question from a gentleman named Danny Ratt, and he was talking about posting workouts and how you feel about that. He was curious if people post their workouts on a daily basis. Do they do it on a weekly basis? How do they get that message across, if they do at all? So curious with you, Adam, is that something that you do?
Yeah, so I have actually I'll have a packet of basically what we'll do day to day for the whole season. When we give that to them at the beginning of the season it's not strict, like, hey, we have to do this, but yeah, it's Mondays, like, yeah, this is what we're doing Monday, long run, or Tuesday tempo, or like the kind of the base workout. And as we get closer each week, I'll send out an email at the beginning of the week, just kind of covering, reflecting on last week, talking about how the week went, how the meet went, what we need to do to get better, and then I'll post the weekly schedule with some more detail with like each running group, if they kind of their goal times for each running group, or the mileage for the week. It's sending out that email, having it posted in my office, and then each week we'll talk about miles. We'll cover what they did last week, just ask what everyone did for mileage, and then kind of giving everyone their mileage range for the week, and also on the track side of things, talking about what races they'll do, things like that. Cross-country side, start preparing for the meet, kind of mentally, kind of picturing the race, things like that. So definitely want to communicate those things that we're doing, but it's never like in stone. We can change things up even the day of. If I notice the guys and girls need to do something different, we'll do that. But I want to at least show that we have a plan in place. Want to follow it as best as we can, because I want to get you guys prepared for conference, regionals, and those bigger meets.
Mr. Spina?
Yeah, when I was seeing the responses about like how kids were getting worried about the workouts in advance, and they were asking too many questions about what the plan was, I was really surprised. I think we post workouts, and we have for I don't know how many years now, and I think it just helps with the flow of the day, helps the kids know what they need to be prepared for. And if a kid's going to like have a lot of questions that I don't want to answer, I'm just going to say, like, I'll talk to you later, man. I'll see you at practice. I'm not such a control person that I need to say, I'm not going to tell you until you walk in the door. Like, I didn't get some of the responses. I must have been misreading them, because I
don't think so.
The kids benefit from knowing what's coming, and they benefit from knowing that you've got a plan put together, and you're not just writing things down on an index card on your way to practice that day.
No, I agree with you, because I too was a little bit surprised at some of those responses, even the ones that were like, I don't like to tell them until they've made enough practice so they can be surprised. I never quite understood that. Like, what type of mental game are you playing? And I guess maybe it needs to be in context, I guess, because I know, like, I have a master Google Doc that I keep, that I share with my coaches, where I get my ideas out, and then, I change plans when I need to. And then I'm a big whiteboard nut, and so I write down everything that needs to get done in the specific order that it needs to get done on the whiteboard. And so as kids come to the track for practice and we meet up, they can see everything right there. Like, this is what we're doing. So that's why I said it was in the context, because they are finding out the day of. We'll have weekly meetings early in the week, or like a Monday, and I'll say, okay, here's what we are looking at. We've got big workouts on Wednesday and Saturday, so be prepared for those. But in terms of details, they don't find out until they come out to the track. But I never deliberately don't tell them until the workout starts to like mess with their mind. That just seems a little evil to me. And just counterproductive. I found that the more detailed I am with what we're doing, the kids, my girls in particular, are just like, okay, so we knew we had a workout today. Okay, this is what we're doing. All right, let's get it going.
Right.
I think they appreciate efficiency and the ability to get practice done in a quick and efficient manner, and then be able to go home and do their homework and do things like that. I think they appreciate that more than kind of me yapping too much.
I thought the responses really confused me.
There are a wide array of responses, for sure.
So, Adam, I think I know the answer to this one regarding hills. One of the questions focused on like the type of hill work you like to do, and whether you think hill work will even help you on a slow course, or on a flat course. What do you think?
Yeah, Hills are very beneficial. I think you just have to just be aware of when you use them. Like, you don't want to do anything like too hard, too close to the race, and just like want to watch like the big downhills too. It's hard on the knees. Like, if you're going super fast on some of those big downhills. But yeah, there's tons of benefits on doing hill work, especially grassy. That was one of the questions. I was on grass, so like that's awesome. Like it's at Oshkosh, we had it used to be a landfill, so it was garbage hill, and we'd have loops around the garbage hill. So definitely you can just do so much with it, whether it's short intervals or if you want to do some longer tempos or like longer distances. There's always a benefit to getting stronger through hills.
What's the best named hill you guys have down at Lions?
Man, there's a really big hill by our golf course. I don't know the name, but it's straight. It's 500 meters straight up a hill. Like it's pretty steep, and it gets steeper as you get up. And then the Cushman Hill, it's a lot of up and down. It's Love Hollow, they call it.
All right, I like named hills. It's better. Skyline, what do you guys do? We got some named hills over there?
Well, I'm in Ann Arbor, so we love the Arb. I love the Arb. That's it. We are. Go ahead, Carl.
That's a nice sounding hill, though. I want something like Big Bertha, like they got down in Adrian Park.
Yeah, we don't have a Big Bertha. We don't have any evil names, but outside of the Arb, I'd love to stick to the Arb. We'd go down there once a week all summer. It's just this perfect wood chip path, and we always mix our workouts together. So if we do hills first, we'll always follow that up with tempo work afterward. And there is a perfect 1,000-meter prairie loop in the Arb that's about 400 meters from the hill that we run. So the girls always run over there, and we do our tempo work in there. When school starts, we can't get out there as much, and so I love this hill across the street. It's called Craig Road. It's a nice dirt road. It's about 125 meters or so up. We do that sometimes, and then around the corner we have this fantastic hill called Enclave, which is 400 meters of pain, and it's a nice dirt road too. So Enclave.
Enclave. That's a fun. What's that mean?
I don't know. That's just the name of the street, man.
That's so good.
I know. It's right off of Blueberry Lane, if that makes you feel better.
Sounds like a fun place. I kind of want to go visit.
It's a nice hill. It's about a half a mile or so from our track, so it's not very far. We don't even have to cross the street. Just dip off into the neighborhood, and it is just a really unforgiving, winding 400 meters. That's a dirt road. For the sprinters, I have this really short hill that's right behind our football stadium. That's just a really steep 20 yards, and I have a lot of fun making those guys sprint up and down those things. But it doesn't matter what event I'm coaching. I believe in hills. You can run the 2 mile, you can run the 5K, you can be a shot putter. I'll see you at the hill.
You're on Rose's team. I like hills. They're important. I know it's always funny listening to people who have to drive to the freeway on-ramps to get their kids running up hills. We incorporate them year-round, and we don't have really good hill names. We used to have 2 really good ones. There was Killer Hill and Toboggan Hill. Those were perfect names for those 2 hills, and we missed them. They did some construction, and now they're like people's backyards, so you can't run up them anymore without getting in trouble. So we have Road Hill and Rock Hill. That's about all we have left. So nothing cool like Big Bertha.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I've ran Big Bertha before. That's at Siena Heights' course, right?
Saints Pride, baby. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I've ran that one. Never been the Arb, but I've ran Big Bertha.
The Arb is one of the greatest things that we have been blessed with in Ann Arbor. It's just beautiful. I know you've taken your kids there, yes, Carl?
Yeah, we love the Arb. We love that Arb Hill. There's a lot of good stories between there and Harvard and
Are you familiar with that prairie that I was talking about?
Yeah. It's nice.
Yeah, it's a happy place, yeah.
For us, on our bikes.
They appreciate it. I wouldn't know what to do if I coached in a place that didn't have hills. I mean, obviously I'd figure something out eventually, but that first few, I'd be real sad and confused.
Yeah, I would struggle too. Seems like they're essential.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're about halfway through the season right now, Adam. How are things coming along?
Yeah, things are going well. We had a meet on Saturday at the University of Arkansas Little Rock. Nice little golf course there. A couple PRs. Couple guys did their first race. So a nice showing so far. And then got a couple weeks off. We're going up to Principia College. They're hosting our conference championship. That's in Illinois. So nice little road trip for that. So, yeah, definitely excited about that and as we kind of get things in full swing.
Yeah. How far out are you from your championship part of your season?
Yeah, we are. Our conference meets 3 weeks away. Yeah, 3 weeks away. So, for us, it's just our conference championship. We don't have like you qualify for nationals through conference. So that's kind of how they handle it.
And then after that, you're looking forward to hitting the ground running with this track and field team, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'll. Looking forward to getting the word out, get kids on campus, and really excited about our first class. A few signees already, and really looking for. I know down south we don't have the snowball, but definitely looking to get that snowball growing.
Gotcha. Well, man, best of luck to you and everything down there. Got to be exciting starting a new program, so we look forward to seeing how things go for you, and wish you the best of success as that stuff grows down there.
Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, best of luck to you guys. What's the schedule like for you guys coming up?
Oh, we have our conference meet this Thursday.
Sweet.
Yeah, we have conference this Thursday, regionals next week, and then the state meet time. So yeah, we're down to the last 3 weeks, Carl, something like that.
Yeah, and Ro and I are on like the same schedule. We're in the same conference, so we'll basically follow that same pattern these next few weeks.
So it's fun time right now. The money is in the bank. It's time to race. So this is the fun part of the year. It's my favorite part of the year, that's for sure. I love the competition. Well, thanks again for taking the time to chat with us, man, and best of luck to you. We'll talk to you soon, bud.
Thanks, Adam.